Well, here I am live again, and yeah, I'm trying to do this more often because I think it's kind of cool to connect with you guys, real time. Although it is like 6:33 in the morning, so not many of you are going to be awake. But I'm calling this Coffee with Gabe because I got some coffee. I'm on my back porch and I'm enjoying the sunrise over my left shoulder here, and yeah, I kind of use this time to kind of reflect and kind of wake up, and anyways, I want to do this live thing because, well, first of all, I want to say thank you to everybody who's a part of the channel, who's been hanging in there with me the past few years. I just checked, and I think we're up over 17,000 subscribers, which is crazy to me, that I would have that many subscribers this quick in. It's like I kind of happened into this YouTube thing. I wasn't intentionally setting out to become a YouTuber, and it just kind of, hey, good morning, James. How's it going? Welcome to Coffee with Gabe, and hope you have a good cup of coffee in front of you, and you join our little talk here. And I'll be reading the comments, guys, as we go through this. My 3-year-old's gonna join me out here for breakfast. What do you got? Oh, you got some oranges? You wanna come sit over here? So, what was I saying? Oh, I've never really set out to do the YouTube thing with intentionality or anything like that. I am now. I just don't know how to really do it. But it's fun. It's what it's doing is it's kind of dragging me out to places and making me film them and record them with my kids and with my wife, and making me spend time with them with more intentionality. But it's kind of fun because one of the things we do as a family, now that we have, dozens of YouTube channels or dozens of YouTube videos out there, is we will sit on the couch in our living room and we will watch these videos from like 3 years ago, of us doing things, and it's kind of fun. It's kind of a good memory for them, and so that's kind of one of the unintended consequences or unintended outcomes of having a YouTube channel like this. But I think it's cool because with platforms like this growing, what I think people really love to see a window into someone else's life, like an unadulterated, like, what do you do? What is your family like? What is your culture like? So I have viewers from all over the world who are watching me go to like a state park and camp, and they love that. And I think that's cool if they want to watch that. But anyway, 17,000 subscribers. It's crazy to me. And I want to say thank you guys, those who are new subscribers, old subscribers, just for hanging in there and watching some of these videos that we put out. I'm not like a professional video editor. If you watch any of our videos, you know that. But I do what I can and record some of the memories that we make. Let me tell you, let's talk a little bit before I dig into what I was going to dig into here today. Let's talk a little bit about the channel, some future things coming down. But before I do that, let me back up and say sorry. I wanted to take you guys on a kayaking trip. Hey, what's up, man? Crypto's biggest... Oh, okay. Hey, thank you. Yeah, I'm growing it out as a fundraiser, actually. I'm a school teacher. I'm a high school teacher. And I'm growing my beard out. I just got permission from my administrator to grow it out super long. So it's going to be growing probably another 6 months or so while my students do some fundraisers for some nonprofits. And then they're going to take turns buzzing my beard off if they hit the goal. So that's why the long beard. What was I saying, though? Oh, I was going to take you guys on a river trip with me. And we were going to go down this river called the Choctawhatchee River. Well, I went on the river, and you got fleas? Yeah. I don't struggle with fleas, but I have weird smells coming from my beard. Sometimes I have to kind of scrub it. But the Choctawhatchee River. Wait, let me pause. The Choctawhatchee River flows in southern Alabama. It's a beautiful river. And I went on the river, took my phone with me on the river, and I was going to film different snapshots of us floating down the river and kayaking and camping on the banks and whatnot. And I had this little waterproof case hanging from a lanyard on the side of my kayak. And I guess I stood up at some point, and when I did, that waterproof case fell over into the water, and it filled up with water. And so I got back in the kayak, and I had my phone on me, so I took my phone and I slid it inside that waterproof case without even looking in the waterproof case, and I locked it and I sealed it and I started paddling down the river. About an hour or so later, I pull that waterproof case up and I look at it, I'm like, oh no, this thing's been full of water for an hour. So my phone was just kind of like marinating in this river water, right? And I pull it out and it still works. And I go to like access the photos and stuff, and it starts glitching out everywhere, and then it stopped working. And I tried everything known to man to try to get that phone to work. I mean, I soaked it in rice, put it out in the dashboard of my car for the day. So it's, yeah, I get super sorry. I apologize. Let you talk. Also, I like your projects. Okay, I'm done. What do you teach? I teach American history. Yeah. So no, you're not interrupting me at all. That's why I'm doing this, so you guys can ask questions. You guys can talk to me. This is like a conversation. So no, don't apologize whatsoever. Thanks for the feedback. So anyways, my phone glitched out. I had tons of like amazing footage and photos from this trip, on this kayak trip. So my wife picks us up at this boat ramp down in Geneva, Alabama, after spending 24 hours on the river. And she's like, so how was it? And I was like, it was good, you know, but unfortunately I lost all the footage of it. And I ended up getting a new phone and everything like a week later. But so anyways, it's kind of a bummer. I told you guys that I'd be doing this video, doing this trip and everything. And so anyways, I'll just have to do it again, you know, and have to refilm it, I guess. But that's okay. Hey, Batty Jalia, am I saying that right? Welcome to Coffee with Gabe. I hope you have a good stout cup of coffee in front of you as you're joining in. So let's talk about, you know, so that's past projects. Those are kind of, you know, I didn't film the river thing, but I'm going to go down. Believe me, it's absolutely my favorite thing to do is to go down a river in a kayak and camp on the sandbars and chronicle all that for you. My favorite thing to do, no doubt. So I'll be doing that again in the future, and I'll film more of those. But some things in the pipeline. I just got back yesterday from a trip. I took a trip with my family over to Kolomoki State Park over in south of Blakely, Georgia. It's like these Indian mounds where these Indians used to live, and they had this entire like sprawling civilization and city and stuff. And now all that's left are like these burial mounds. And one of them is like a temple mound that's super high. And we went up on top, and it was really cool. It was a neat place. And then we went and swam in the lake and stuff. So I videoed all that. I've got it almost completely edited down, and I'm going to post that hopefully later today. And I'll have that for you guys. So be on the lookout for that video. And that's fun. And, you know, there's videos, and that's the thing with my channel is like I don't have amazing drone footage or music or all this other stuff and like editing abilities and all this. I'm doing everything 100% on my phone with this YouTube channel. And somehow I've been able to get 17,000 subscribers that way. But I hope that if anything, I add a unique twist to all these videos with having children and all this other stuff. But oh, cool. Yeah, I'm glad you enjoy history. Yeah. So yeah, I add a different dynamic hopefully with some of these videos, some of these trips that you don't see in other channels, because let's just be honest. I mean, if you really wanted a good, well-produced video, you could probably go to some different channels and type in the places I go and find some better videos of it. But I think it's about connecting with people, and like you get to know me, you get to know my family, and kind of, you know, you build that bond with people in the videos. But I think that's what it's really all about. And we take you on some trips and stuff. So that's coming out today. Like I said, I'm going to be doing another river trip, hopefully by the end of summer, before I go back to the classroom and start teaching again. Other things in the pipeline. Oh, tiny house. It is coming along nicely, very nicely. I'm building a tiny house, for those who don't know, $3,000 or less. Now it's taking a long time to build because what I'm doing is I'm doing like bartering with people. I'm finding junk lumber at Lowe's that I can salvage. I'm salvaging old fences from the side of the road, you know, and I'm doing this at budget. There's some things that are hard, you know, that are difficult to get, you know, salvage and this and that, like, you know, a shower base and a water heater, air conditioner, stuff like that. There's some stuff that's hard to find salvage, so I'm having to kind of like splurge on those. Oh, a front door. It was really hard to find a front door that would fit this and do a good job and be light enough for a tiny house. But I got one, hopefully at a pretty good price. Sad news though about the tiny house is I just locked my keys in the tiny house. So right now I'm locked out of my tiny house, and I gotta figure. I've had like 5 minutes to think about and try to plan how I'm gonna get into my tiny house. But my keys are in the tiny house on the kitchen counter, and you know, it's got the keys to the tiny house, the keys to my car, the keys to my house, the keys to my classroom. So I've got 2 windows. They're both locked. The front door is locked. So I'll figure something out. I don't know what. Maybe I have a friend that can pick some locks or something, but anyways, that's what one of my projects today is try to figure out how to get into my tiny house and get my keys, because when you don't have your keys, life is kind of like at a standstill. So once I'm done with this $3,000 tiny house, I'll be filming kind of like a tour of that, talking about how did I keep everything under $3,000, because you know, people would be like, what, how did you do this, you know? So I want to kind of walk people through that a little bit. And those are some future projects. So I got a river trip, I've got my tiny house tour, and that's it so far. Now, if you guys have any recommendations, videos you want to see, you know, anything, just put it in the comments below, and I'd be happy to try to accommodate that. But let's see. What I want to do this morning, now, I've got this stuff here. What this is a shoebox full of letters. Now, I love saving letters that people send me. A lot of these things are from Army basic training, when I was in college, you name it, it's in here. And this is in the top of my closet. I keep this shoebox. Oh, so like here's I used to be in a band called the California Baseball Band. You see that? And let me see. Yeah, I used to be in this band, and we had a really good time. It was a great, but we released our freshman album here. But you can go to Bandcamp and look up California Baseball Band, and you can actually buy this album still, which is kind of cool. But this is just a newspaper. So I have stuff like this, you know, keepsake stuff in this shoebox. But I wanted to show you guys something kind of fun. Let me see if I can find it. Like here's some art stuff, you know, from my kids. Lots of letters from basic training. Here's a picture of some friends and I hanging out on the beach in college, when we were in college. Anna Maria Island, Florida. Stuff like that. Oh, here's a cool one. This is my receipt from when I got my driver's license 19 years ago. So I signed it right there, and that's that. So yeah, just stuff like that. You might have a shoebox like this. You might have a box where you keep this kind of thing. But here's a letter from me from basic training. 1st Platoon Warlords was the name of my platoon that I was in from Army basic training. Anything else going on here? So let me, here it is. What I wanted to do this morning with you guys, I hope this is all right. I found a letter that I had written to a close friend of mine by the name of Kevin. Now, this is probably my freshman year of high school, and there's no date on it, unfortunately, but I think if I had to guess, this is probably 8th or 9th grade. I think it's 9th grade. But what this letter says, it's a letter proposing band names for what Kevin and I were in a punk rock band. And there was 3 of us in this punk rock band. I was the drummer, and we were on fire. We were excited to be in a punk rock band together, as any 9th grade boy should be. So here's what the letter says. Dear Kevin, yo, what do you think about these names? Now, what am I talking about, names? These are proposed band names for our punk rock band. And Micah's sitting right here. I wish he's 3, and I wish I could film his reaction as well as I read some of these off. So what I'm gonna do for you guys is I'm gonna read the proposed band names off to you, and I want you to pretend that you're in a band with me. All right? Like maybe you want to be the bass player. I don't know. You just can't be the drummer because I'm the drummer. But I want you to vote on a band name and just put it in the comments below. And as I read these off, okay? Now some of these, I haven't looked at this list since, let's see, I was in 9th grade. So what year would that have been? Probably like 1998? I don't know. But I want to get your reaction, and I want you to see my reaction from these, okay? Goldfinger was one of your favorite punk bands. Yeah, mine too. 20 years ago or so. Yeah, Blink-182, of course. Yeah. So those bands absolutely like influenced our music as well. And we were dreamers. We were trying to be like that, you know, like Rancid and Pennywise and yeah. So you want to come sit over here? And okay, come sit over here and you can be in the thing. Now he just woke up, so he's gonna join me and eat an orange. Say hi. No? Okay, he's my early riser. The other boys just kind of like, they just sleep in. But he's my early riser, okay? So this is going to be completely over your head, but I'm going to read this to you. All right? So you guys tell me what you think. Do you like any of these names? What's up, little dude? All right, you ready? Here we go. These are proposed band names for my punk rock band when I was in 9th grade. Here we go. The Grease Fires. You like that band name? The Grease Fires? What about this one? The Seven Sons of Siva. Now I think this comes from the Bible, the book of Acts. These 7 sons of this high priest try to cast a demon out of this guy, and the demon actually came out and beat up the 7 sons of Siva. Siva being the high priest, I guess, and left them like running away naked. So I was like, well, that's a wonderful punk rock band name, the 7 Sons of Siva. What about this one? I can't even read this. The Shenanigans. The Shenanigans. Like the Shenanigans? Shenanigans? Do you like that? The Shenanigans? There's probably already a band name, the Shenanigans. The Doolittles. I guess that's maybe from the Doolittle Raids. The Doolittle Raid? The Doolittles? I don't know. I don't know what else thinking on that one. Here we go. I like this one. The I before E's except after C's. Ah, man, as a punk rock band, the I before E's except after C's. Can you just picture like someone inviting us out into the stage? Please welcome the I before E's except after C's. You like that band name? Okay. Wow, this one's golden. Are you ready? The Urkels. The Urkels. And I'm assuming that's from Steve Urkel, which oh, my battery is low. The Steve Urkels. So I guess the band name was just going to be the Urkels. So yeah. The Did I Do That? No. So that's, and I just put Gabe. Oh, and I put little boxes next to it, so for him to check. We didn't choose any of these names, believe it or not. And I think these are golden names for punk rock bands. But which one would you have chosen? The Grease Fires, the 7 Sons of Siva, the Shenanigans. Oh, it's so bad. The Doolittle Raids, or the Doolittles, the I before E's, or the Urkels. Oh, man. Anyways, this is going to go back in the box. And, yeah. So, what would you guys vote for? What would you choose as your band name? Just put it in the comments below, and I want to see what you would vote for. Or maybe you have another idea. Maybe you have a different idea for our band's name. But, well, guys, I'm going to wind down our little coffee talk here. And it's been real, and it's been fun. But it hasn't been real fun. But be looking for that video of the Kolomoki State Park to drop later today, hopefully, if I get everything squared away with that. But in the meantime, thanks guys for hanging out with me this morning, and keep it real. Have a wonderful day, and go out and make some memories. Go out and do some things with your family, or you know, yourself if you don't have a family yet. Just make sure you you use your time wisely. Time is so short. You know, our lives are so fleeting sometimes, and it's important that we invest in the people that we love. And you don't have to put it on YouTube. You don't have to do all that. But I want to say thank you to everybody who's been on YouTube, been sticking around, and like I said, 17,000 subscribers. My mind is blown. You know, it's like it's such an honor and privilege to have this kind of platform. But I don't take it lightly, for sure. And I hope to bring you guys lots and lots of more content. Oh, one of the other things too, I forgot to mention, I'm going back to East Africa in December of this year. So a few months from now, I'm going to be back in East Africa. Hopefully, if all the travel restrictions and everything lift back off. I was supposed to be in Israel right now. I was going to be touring all of Israel for a month, the Aqaba, the Sinai, like Egypt and stuff. I was going to be there for a month, but obviously that didn't work out because of all the stuff going on right now in the world. But hopefully that things start to slow down a little bit, and I can get to Uganda, Kenya, Rwanda later this year, and check up on some stuff there. Is your super chat working? Want to be sure you get them. You know, I'm not certain what super chat is. I've heard about it, but that's a good question. I don't know. I will check on that as soon as I close this out. My phone's about to die, so I got to go get this thing on the charger. But guys, thanks again for hanging out with me this morning. And it's like I said, it's been a good time. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Friday. Keep it real. Bye. I got to figure out how to end this thing. This just gives you an idea how... Oh, thank you. Thank you for donating. That's awesome. I really appreciate it, man.